This is the time of year as we come to the end of a year where you think about the past year, what you accomplished, what you didn't accomplish, and then you turn your attention to the next year, look at New Year's resolutions and what you want to do differently, or if it's been successful this past year, what you want to do more of the same the next year. And one of the things that I think is really important is to take a sober look at that and to say, okay, is what I'm doing working? And if it's not working, what am I going to do that's going to change this? One of the things that I see the most, and it's what I now suggest someone does first when they're looking at QLA, is if you haven't already, go read Release Your Brakes by James Newman. It talks about comfort zone. The number one thing that holds people back is their self-image and thinking that they can't accomplish this and understanding why they think the way they do and how to get outside of your comfort zone. So I'd encourage you to do a couple of things. One, read, Release Your Brakes, and I'll give you an example of why I think that's so important. And then go back and look at my YouTube channel and look at a video, Making Affirmations Work for You. And that'll go through step by step what's important in doing affirmations, why they work, why they don't work sometimes. And then if you have affirmations that you can work and read every day, morning and night, you will stand a much better chance of accomplishing your goals. I'd also encourage you to go listen to podcast number 23 and number 54. Those are two podcast interviews with Sean. They're about less than a year apart. If you listen to the first one and then you listen to the second one, in the first one, he had to borrow money to pay a fine to get his driver's license so he could do Uber at night after his day job. And in the second interview, which is less than a year later, he was doing that from a Mercedes car. He had bought an expensive bespoke suit. He had just taken a ride on a private jet. I'm not going to guarantee to you your results will be like Sean. I don't do that. I don't know how hard you work. I don't know how you're committed. I don't know how good your idea is. But I think that's important. And a lot of people have commented to me that they can relate to Sean. If Sean can do it, I can do it too. I don't know about that, but I do know Sean did it. And the lessons learned from that interview, I think, are really important. So what do you do? One of the things that Sean mentioned, one of the things I have used for a long time myself, and I think is really important, and whether you want to use the self-journal, which is a journal that you can buy, or just basically do it on your own, which you can do as well. It's a process that is often referred to as the Ivy Lee process. And every night, write down the things that will move the needle the most for you, the tasks, the next day. And then work those tasks in order. So the most important thing moves the needle the most, makes the most progress for you, work that one first. Then move to the second one and the third one. At the end of a day, if you haven't completed all of those, and in the Ivy Lee method, he says 6 things, self-journal, 3 things. Move the ones that weren't completed to the next day and work it again. I realize that if you have a day job, your boss might have a different set of priorities than what you write down. But if you write those down, you can usually find time to go ahead and action those. And then I think the other thing is follow the steps, learn the processes. Dan's material, Dan Pena's material is available free online. I have tons of free material online. I also have some courses that I was asked to create on how to get started. The 7 steps with templates and downloads. That one includes an hour discussion with me. I don't know how much longer I'm going to do that because I've become very busy. And each one of those courses, I do an hour discussion with the person to make sure after they've gone through the videos and downloads that they get off on the right foot. But that's available. The boot camp that I was asked to do, we recorded those videos. Those are available. Those also have explanations on how to use LinkedIn, which I think is the most powerful tool for how to build a dream team and get prospects. So all of that is there. I do group coaching. I do one-on-one mentoring. So there's tons of different choices from free to not so free with one-on-one mentoring, certainly. But there's a menu out there, and I would encourage you to, wherever you start, start with those. If you have to start with free materials, fine. When you listen to Sean, Sean only bought the course that I created, and that was it. I never did any one-on-one mentoring with him. But the key to all this is understand what you want to do. Pick an industry where you can do something first. That's somewhat hard. Better, different, not so hard. Write down and follow the steps. Get your idea, get your dream team, get your professionals, accountants and lawyers, interview the financial institutions, then go after businesses, and I prefer to go after businesses that are not for sale. There's a whole process to find those people. But the part that most people that fail don't do is they don't take massive action. And that's really important. So again, write down the things you need to do to move the needle, and then work first thing in the morning. Most people, when they do a to-do list, might have 20 things on that to-do list, and they like crossing them off. So it may be the simplest task they cross off, as opposed to concentrating on the one that moves the needle the most. And if that means you only work on that one all day long, that's fine. So I hope that's helpful. I hope as you look to this new year, you attack it with a sense of vengeance to make sure you accomplish your goals. And I look forward to helping you if there's help that you need that I can provide.